Ready for action. At your service. At your service.
Your
Yes,
will?
Your Majesty.
A worthy order.
At your service. A worthy order. Ready for action. Proceeding.
Your will? A worthy order.
Ready for action.
Ready for action. Proceeding. Yes, Your Majesty.
Orders? Brilliant.
Ready for war. Yes, Your Majesty. Proceeding.
Yes, my lord. Be careful. Orders?
Ready for war.
Your command? A worthy order.
Ready for action. Proceeding. At your service.
Command? None shall survive.
Yes, my lord. Orders? Be careful.
Yes, Your Majesty. Proceeding. Ready for action. Moving. Ready for action. Proceeding. Ready for war. Yes, Your Majesty. Moving. Ready for war.
Ready for action. Be careful. Ready for action. Brilliant.
Ready for action. Proceeding. Yes, Your Majesty. Proceeding. Ready for proceeding.
Orders? Orders? Brilliant.
Ready for action. Proceeding. Ready for war. At your service. Proceeding. Ready for war. At your service. At your service. A worthy order. None shall survive.
Your will? Understood.
Yes, Your Majesty. Moving. Ready for action. Proceeding.
Orders? Be careful. Orders? Fire! Yes, my lord. Fire! Orders? Fire!
At your service. At your service. Ready for action. Ready for action. Ready for action. A worthy order. Ready for action. Proceeding. Ready for action. Moving. Ready for action. A worthy order. Ready for war. Ready for war. Yes, Your Majesty. Yes, Your Majesty. Ready for action. A worthy order.
Your will? A worthy order.
Yes, my lord. Brilliant.
Ready for action. Proceeding. Ready for war.
Yes, my lord. Ready for action. Yes, my lord. Brilliant.
Yes, your majesty. Moving. Ready for action. Proceeding. Ready for war. At your service. Ready for action.
Orders. Orders.
At your service. Moving.
Ready for action. Be careful.
At your service. A worthy order. Yes, your majesty. Proceeding. Ready for a worthy order.
Orders. Be careful.
At your service. A worthy order. Ready for a worthy order.
Yes, your majesty. A worthy order.
Yes, your majesty. A worthy order. At your service. Yes, your majesty. Yes, your majesty. Ready for action. Proceeding.
Orders. For order! Ready for action. For order!
At your service. Moving. Ready for war. At your service. Yes, your majesty. At your service.
Yes, my lord. For order!
Ready for destroy. Yes, your majesty. A worthy order. At your service. A worthy order. At your service. Moving. Yes, your majesty. A worthy order. Ready for a worthy order. At your service. A worthy order.
Ready for action. Be careful. Orders. Brilliant. Orders. Be careful.
At your service. Proceeding. Ready for war. Yes, your majesty.
Your will? Understood.
Yes, your majesty. A worthy order. Ready for a worthy order. At your service. Moving. Ready for action. A worthy order. Ready for action. A worthy order. Yes, your majesty. Ready for action.
Ready for action. Fire! Ready for attack! Yes, my lord. Fire!
At your service. Proceeding. Ready for action. A worthy order. Yes, your majesty. A worthy order. At your service. Proceeding. At your service. Ready for war. Ready for action. Moving. At your service.
Ready for action.
At your service. A worthy order. At your service. Proceeding. Ready for action. Proceeding. At your service. A worthy order. At your service. Yes, your majesty.
Yes, my lord. Be careful. Yes, my lord.
At your service.
Your command? A worthy order.
Yes, your majesty. A worthy order. Ready for action. Moving. Yes, your majesty. A worthy order.
Ready for action.
At your service. Moving. Yes, your majesty.
Your command?
Ready for action. your service. Yes, Your Majesty. Ready for action. Ready for action. Ready for action. Proceeding. Yes, Your Majesty. Moving. Ready for a worthy order. Yes, Your Majesty.
Greetings.
Ready for war. Ready for action.
Ready for
For
action.
order! Yes, Your Majesty. None shall survive.
Orders.
At your service. A worthy order. Ready for action. Proceeding. Ready for war. Ready for action. Moving. Ready for moving. Ready for a worthy order.
Yes, my lord. Be careful. Ready for action. Be careful. Yes, my lord. Brilliant. Greetings.
Ready for action. Proceeding. At your service. Ready for action. At your service. Ready for action. Ready for war. Yes, Your Majesty. Moving. Yes, Your Majesty. Proceeding.
Ready for action.
Attack!
Yes, my
For
lord.
order! Yes, Your Majesty. None shall survive.
Yes, Your None shall Majesty. survive.
Ready for action. Proceeding. Yes, Your Majesty. Proceeding. At your service. Moving. Yes, Your Majesty. Proceeding.
Orders. Brilliant.
Yes, Your Majesty. A worthy order. Ready for action. Moving. Watch this. Yes, Your Majesty. A worthy order. At your service. Yes, Your Majesty. Ready for action. Moving. Yes, Your Majesty. None shall survive. Ready for action. Ready for action. Yes, Your Majesty. Your service. Moving. At your service.
Ready for action. Yes, my lord. Brilliant.
Yes, Your Majesty. Moving. Yes, Your Majesty. A worthy order. Ready for moving.
Ready for action.
Yes, Your Majesty. Ready for action. Ready for action.
Ready for action. Brilliant.
Yes, Your Majesty. A worthy order. Yes, Your Majesty. Yes, Your Majesty. Proceeding. Ready for action. Moving.
Yes, my lord. Be careful. Yes, my lord. Yes, my lord.
At your service. Moving. Ready for war. At your service. Yes, Your Majesty. Ready for action. At your service. Ready for action. Yes, Your Majesty. Proceeding.
Yes, my lord.
For order!
Orders. Ready for action.
Fire! Ready for action. Proceeding. At your service. At your service. At your service. Proceeding. Ready for action. Proceeding. Yes, Your Majesty. Moving. Destroy. Ready for action. This. At your service. A worthy order.
Yes, Your Majesty. A worthy order. The time is now.
At your service.
Destroy!
Yes, Your Majesty. Watch this. Ready for action. Proceeding. At your service.
Moving!
Ready for action. Proceeding. At your service.
None shall survive!
Ready for action. Proceeding. Yes, Your Majesty. Proceeding. At your service.
Moving!
Orders. Be careful. Orders. Fire!
Yes, Your Majesty.
Moving!
At your service. Proceeding. Ready for action.
Moving!
Yes, Your Majesty.
Yes, my lord. Be careful.
At your service. Proceeding. Ready for action. At your service.
Moving! None shall survive!
At your service. Ready for action. Watch this. Yes, Your Majesty. Ready for war. Yes, Your Majesty. Proceeding. At your service. Proceeding. Ready for war.
Ready for action.
Yes, Your Majesty. Ready for action. Ready for action.
Orders.
At your service. Ready for action. Ready for action. Ready for action. Yes, Your Majesty.
A worthy order!
Ready for action.
Moving!
At your service.
A worthy order!
At your service.
Proceed.
At your service.
Orders. Be careful. Ready for action. Brilliant.
Ready for action. At your service. Proceeding. Yes, Your Majesty.
Moving!
Ready for action.
A worthy order!
Ready for action. Proceeding.
Yes, my lord. Fire!
Ready for action.
Moving!
At your
Watch
service.
this!
At your service.
Moving!
Ready for
A
yes,
worthy
Your Majesty.
order! None shall survive!
At your service. Watch this. At your service. Ready for action. Ready for action.
Watch this!
Yes, Your Majesty.
None shall survive!
Yes, Your Majesty. A worthy order. At your service. A worthy order. Yes, Your Majesty. Proceeding. At your service. Ready for action. Ready for action. Ready for action. Ready for action. Yes, Your Majesty. Ready for action. Proceeding.
Orders. Fire! Ready for
Attack!
action.
Yes, Your Majesty. A worthy order. Ready for action. Ready for action. Yes, Your Majesty. Ready for action. A worthy order. Destroy. Ready for
None
action.
shall survive!
Yes, Your Majesty. A worthy order.
Ready for action.
Ready for action. Yes, Your Majesty.
Yes, my lord.
Ready for action. At your service. Yes, Your Majesty.
Orders.
At your service. Ready for action. Yes, Your Majesty. Yes, Your Majesty. A worthy order. Ready for action. Proceeding.
Ready for action. Yes, my lord.
Yes, Your Majesty. Proceeding. Ready for action.
Moving!
Yes, Your Majesty. A worthy order. Watch this. Yes, Your Majesty.
Watch this!
Ready for action.
Ready for action. A worthy order. Yes, Your Majesty. Destroy. Yes, Your Majesty.
Yes, my lord. Attack! Orders. Attack!
At your service.
Moving!
At your service. Proceeding. Yes, Your Majesty. Proceeding. Ready for action.
Moving!
At your service. Proceeding. Yes, Your Majesty.
Moving!
Orders.
Yes, Your Majesty. Destroy! Yes, Your Majesty. A worthy order. At your service. A worthy order. None shall survive. Ready for action. At your service. A worthy order. Yes, Your Majesty. None shall survive. At your service. Watch this. Ready for war. Yes, Your Majesty. Destroy. Ready for action. Proceeding. At your service. Moving. Watch this. Ready for action. Proceeding. At your service. None shall survive. At your service. A worthy order. Watch this.
Orders? Brilliant.
At your service. Proceeding. At your service. A worthy order. Ready for a worthy order. Destroy. Ready for action. This. Yes, Your Majesty.
Greetings.
Ready for war.
Yes, my lord.
Fire!
Ready for
Attack!
action. Orders?
Attack!
At your service. A worthy order. Yes, Your Majesty. Proceeding. Yes, Your Majesty. Moving.
Yes, my lord. Brilliant. Yes, my lord. Brilliant.
Ready for action. Proceeding. Yes, Your Majesty. Proceeding. Ready for action. At your service. Ready for action. Moving. Yes, Your Majesty. Ready for action. Yes, Your Majesty. Moving. Ready for action. Yes, Your Majesty.
Yes, my lord. Be careful.
Yes, Your Majesty. Proceeding. Yes, Your Majesty. Moving.
Orders? Brilliant.
At your service. A worthy order. Ready for war. Yes, Your Majesty. Moving.
Orders?
Yes, Your Majesty.
Yes, my lord.
Yes, Your Majesty. Moving. Ready for action. A worthy order. At your service. Proceeding.
Yes, my lord. Be careful.
Yes, Your Majesty. Yes, Your Majesty. At your service. A worthy order. At your service. Moving. Yes, Your Majesty. Moving. Ready for action. At your service. A worthy order. Yes, Your Majesty. Proceeding. Yes, Your Majesty. Proceeding. Yes, Your Majesty. A worthy order. At your service. Proceeding.
Orders? Be careful. Ready for action. Be careful.
Yes, Your Majesty. A worthy order. At your service. A worthy order.
Ready for
For
action.
order!
At your service. Shall survive. Ready for action. Proceeding. At your service.
for battle. Ready for battle.
Ready for action.
Fire!
Orders?
For honor!
At your service.
Moving! Yes, Your Majesty! A worthy order!
Yes, my lord. Be careful.
Ready for action.
Proceeding!
Ready for action.
A worthy order!
Ready for action.
None shall survive!
Ready
None
for action.
shall survive!
At your
A
service.
worthy order!
Ready for action.
Moving!
Ready for action.
Moving!
At your service. Watch this. Ready for
Destroy!
action.
Yes, Your Majesty! Moving! Yes, Your Majesty! A worthy order!
Yes, my lord. Yes, my lord.
Yes, Your Majesty!
Yes, my lord.
For honor!
At your service.
Moving!
Orders?
Fire! Yes, Your Majesty!
At your service.
Moving!